Welcome back everyone to the SLTV StarSeries Hearthstone Season 1 LAN Finals. With me now on the casting bench is Stan Cipher. You were just playing with Tice, right?
Yeah.
What do you think really led to the losses? Do you think Patron Warrior was just something that you thought you could beat systematically and it didn't work out?
Well, I have a positive matchups with Patron Warrior, but it's very difficult to beat it like 3 times in a row. So I have to I need to count that I'm going to lose eventually to it, and being able to pick up some wins against the other decks, and it actually didn't happen. So, but I have hopes that it's going to work like in the next series.
Yeah, you're still 2-2, right?
Yeah,
so if you win the next match, you're going to be in the top 4 anyway. So
and
you have to just win the next one.
I have some chance.
Exactly.
So
with the, I think head-to-head on the ties for some players.
Yeah, still like it's not clear. So I will put my best effort into the next match and see how it goes. Yeah.
All right, so the next match we've got is going to be Dog versus Cipher. Now, Dog already played a little bit earlier today against Orange. He lost the match.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough match.
Yeah. He said that he could win. I think he's not too affected by it. I think
I'm not sure whether he could win. Like, the games were very close, and like all the decisions were very difficult. So I wouldn't say that he threw up the match or whatever. Like, he played very well actually. So I didn't see a way how he could win. But yeah, I expect him to be slight favorite against Cipher. So
yeah, do you think it's mostly the lineups or the fact that those players know their decks maybe a bit better than the other one?
Like Docker impressed me here, to be honest. Despite like he's not winning that much, but his insight of the game is like really amazing. And for example, when he was playing me, he banned Mage instead of Warrior, despite his lineup is very bad against Patron. But he didn't know that I have the deck because my word weren't show up in the first match.
Right.
And he somehow realized that my Patron doesn't fit that well into that lineup, so he actually allowed me to play Warrior.
He assumed it was going to be Control because everything else seemed to be trying to beat Patron.
But like it's like so advanced thinking, like not many players do it. So also when I'm talking to him like in the backstage about the game scene, like he's really great player. Like I don't want to say like Cipher's not, but he really impressed me.
Dog is solid. Dog is just like a really good player. So that being said, guys, before we move on to the match, we'll have a video of both the players. So first of all, we'll hear the thoughts from one of them, and we'll be back after this.
So for Hearthstone and me, I want to be considered like top 3 player and also a really good streamer. Those are my goals, at least for this upcoming year. So I'll finish college in a month or 2. I'll finish school, and then I guess we'll see how Hearthstone goes, and from there I'll plan out my future. Probably just doing graduate school somewhere. I'm not sure in what field, but we'll see. When it comes to losing games, what helps me? I usually just take a break for an hour or so, get my mind straight. Usually the losses don't affect me too much, but I usually take a break anyways, maybe do some physical activity because it usually helps with stress or dealing with those things. Other than that, I don't really do anything. I just play the game, start owning some scrubs.
Yeah, so Dog, I mean, he does physical activity, you do fruits.
Yeah, but I do physical activities as well in the meantime, but it's not possible to like work out during the game.
You just go and do push-ups between each game just to make sure you can...
during the game it's somehow not working, so I
oh man, calisthenics tournament, let's do that. So, I mean, he's a solid player, as you were saying, you know, respect him as a player. He wants to improve, he wants to be even... He wants to play even more of Hearthstone in the next year, so I'm really surprised. Like, I'm really interested to see where in 6 months he ends up, because he's got really big goals. He wants to be in the top 3. I think he's got what it takes to make it.
Yeah, but the competition is really tough. So like there are like million players who has the same goal. So it's not that simple that you just want to
you can't
achieve it. But you have to really work hard and put everything together. So
as far as Cipher goes, again, you know, we want to explain for some of you who didn't know, what happened is Cipher was next in line to get in the tournament. You know, Stanudashi was supposed to get in, and then his teammate Lostov was supposed to replace him after we realized that visas couldn't be issued in time, and Lostov also couldn't get in. Cipher just feels like he's lucky to be at the event, and he's happy to be here. He's going to give it his best. So he's just really...
dealing with those things
on my wrist. And so for about a week I didn't know what to do with myself. I was kind of, you know, at home, bored, and I got my Hearthstone beta invite. and I played a lot the first few weeks. And a friend told me, he linked me something, and I clicked on it, and it was the rankings from Blizzard. And I was ranked #1, and I was absolutely shocked. I hadn't even crafted my first legendary yet. I just had a very good streak on ladder that week. And after that, I started looking into the competitive scene. It's like, okay, if I can get 1 on ladder, can I break into the competitive scene? Can I play this, you know, perhaps professionally? And yeah, that was my break into Hearthstone. The first official match I played was for Take TV's Gentleman Cup, and it was a team league, and we had to our team had to qualify against and beat 2 other teams. And at the very end, we tied. We went 2-2 with the team, and the team had to pick 1 player each to send to decide who would actually enter the Gentleman's Cup and who would not. And we looked at the decks, and everyone kind of looked at me and said, "Your decks match up the best. You have to play." And so, yeah, it was a very stressful moment for me. You know, kind of, I had a bunch of people looking at me, you know, hoping to win. And yeah, I was able to do it. I was able to win 2-1. And that was my first kind of sort of break into the official Hearthstone scene. Currently, I think if you're successful in ranked games, you can be, because the Conquest format is designed to be like ladder. But Last Hero Standing becomes very, very different, or another sort of format, because you're preparing, you know, counter decks which are built to beat decks other people are bringing, and it becomes a lot more about deck building, preparation, and bringing an overall good lineup. So I think it's, if you are a good ladder player, you can, you know, be competitive.
Alright, so Cipher says he's had a pretty interesting start in his Hearthstone career. Now, he was talking about the format, the Conquest format, and how it allows you to mimic ladder in a way. You know, is that something you've noticed as well? You can basically take a deck from 1 and bring it this format, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is a very different approach to Hearthstone. I think it's one of the coolest formats for Hearthstone, except it's really hard to watch and cast all the games necessarily. You know, reporting on the scores all at the same time can be a bit difficult.
Yeah, it's true. The system is basically more fair, or whatever you call it, but it's like not easy to like catch up everything.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so lineup-wise, Dog banned. You know, his Warlock is banned, so the Zoo from Dog is out of the way, and Cipher's Warrior was banned by Dog. He stays consistent. Dog bans Warrior. He didn't ban yours, as you said. No advanced thinking.
Yeah, it's because I don't have patrons. Like
exactly.
This lineup is kind of weak to patrons, so he has a lot of strategy behind this lineup. Well, I'm a little bit surprised by Warlock ban from Cipher. I expect the Mage a little bit more, but let's see how it goes.
I think the Tempo Mage from Dog is a bigger threat than the Zoo.
The decks are like has kind of similar matchups, and I feel that Tempo Mage is slightly better against Druid, which is probably his weakest part in the lineup, the Cipher. So.
Alright, I see what you mean, because if you're never able to win with Druid, you're going to run into a lot of problems. You can still pick up a win against Zoo, but it's even more difficult against Tempo Mage. Makes sense. So both players are going to be playing the Hunter class. It looks like Dog's going to get the the early game advantage as far as the curve goes.
Yeah, but Cipher now pick up another 2-drop, so it gets better to him, because now he can coin up 1 and play follow up with the second one. So
yeah, King Zealot. If King Zealot draws here, the card advantage is going to be substantial. He doesn't coin it out. I guess he wants to make sure that he's got to play on turn 3 that doesn't need.
Yeah, it's the other option, but now the Dog somehow took the initiative, and
exactly.
It's really important in the Hunter Mirror match. Like whenever you are able to go face with the minions and stabilize the advantage early on, it's very hard to come back.
Yeah, and Cipher picks up another 2-drop, which makes the entire point of not coining out the first one a little moot. But he's going to be still, he's in this. It's not over by a long shot.
Well, he's relying on the Knife Juggler Unleash the Hound combo, and with the coin he's going to be able to run it turn earlier, and it's the one way how you can come back from the bad boards in the Hunter Mirror.
Yeah, especially since he's going to be able to curve. You know, if he goes turn 3 King's Alec or picks up a bow, Animal Companion, then he goes turn 4 Shredder, turn 5 Juggler Unleash combo, turn 6 High Main. He's basically got a curve that he can use right now, assuming his plan works out in the end. But Dog will get to answer this. You know, he's got the Juggler, the Quick Shot, and the Unleash the Hounds. He can put some pressure of his own on the board.
Yeah. No, it's really a tough decision how to play. Like, I'm not sure what Cipher's traps are. I think he runs snake
I
trap
remember
and,
a snake and freezing.
Yeah, I think he has one of each. So yeah, it's actually pretty good, like to trade and return the abusive because you know it's a value card.
You can use it later, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's a good argument for replaying it because you might want to keep the juggler for the Unleash the Hounds, and if he's not been able to deal with that 2-1 before, he might not be able to deal with it now.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So now the options are coining out the Shredder, which is most likely gonna happen.
Coin flip on the juggler, King's Elec, or is that never worth it?
It's also possible, yeah. So it's actually pretty close, to be honest.
If it works, right?
If it works, like
it's amazing.
it's gonna be great. But the Shredder is like good all the way. Like it's gonna be somehow blocked by freezing trap from the dog, but he has like all the traps like once. Like, he doesn't
Snake, bear, freezing.
yeah. So if I would know he has only freezing trap, I would go for Knife Juggler Elec because then you're gonna be able to play a little bit more properly around it. While with all the traps, I would probably choose the Shredder here. But let's see how it works. Let's see how the juggle.
How do you juggle, mate?
Oh, so he played correctly. The juggle went his way, so everything's
yeah,
fine.
now Dog's going to have to be very worried about the Houndmaster, but he wants to kill the juggler because that's even more threatening. And now, Cipher does pretty much what he wants. However, he needs to check for the trap, right? He doesn't know what it is just yet.
Yeah, you can just Huntmaster and pass.
That makes sense.
In order to play something else, but in that case, the dog could play Unleash the Hounds and juggle with his juggler.
Right.
So it's not that
even
simple.
Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
There's a lot of plays the dog could have that would make that that King's Elec taunted up pretty much irrelevant.
So I would probably just test the waters and attack into Knife Juggler.
If it's Snake Trap, you've got the Unleash.
And but it could get killed like immediately from Juggler. But it would be like very bad RNG that the Snake Trap would be there, and also if the 3-2 would be killed. So
I mean, there's also the fact that so he's just gonna pass. It's exactly the play that you highlighted at first, which I think is a very safe play. Now we know it's not freezing, so it's gotta be Snake or Bear.
Yeah.
Not attacking here. I mean, if it was Bear and Cipher didn't attack, Dog is feeling pretty happy, and it's funny because the reason he put all those traps is exactly for this.
Yeah, like if you play like the long run tournament, it's very good to like mix up the things. Like I remember when I was once on the tournament with Life Coach, and I played one bro in his patrons, and it was so annoying because we all knew it. And it's the same with the traps. Like you don't know how to play properly, so you just play Lotep, which is very reasonable because if there's this kind of close decision whether to play Minion or some spell, and it seems to be close, like the value of the spell is much higher in the following turns because you most of the time don't have time to play your minions.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense to just develop your board.
So Cipher here is going to finally test the waters for what's in there. I mean, if he goes face and it's a bear trap, which it isn't, it's a snake trap. So that was a good call.
Now we know.
And that Houndmaster looks very, very dangerous here. Knife Juggler is going to have to do some work with those Unleash the Hounds. He does have the ability to play Kill Command with Unleash, and he does get 3 knives, so I think overall he's in an okay spot. It's not over yet.
I'm not sure whether it wasn't better to play... No, he didn't have a beast, so I'm sorry. I was considering playing Kill Command first, but it would deal only 3 damage instead of 5 instead of Alex, so my fault.
Oh, you mean Kill Command with a freezing trap, perhaps?
No, I meant like Kill Command first in order to have better juggles to not hit the 765, but like it wouldn't be 5 damage, so it's... Sorry guys, so now you just probably... You can Kill Command 7-6, attack, and then trade the Hounds into 4-2 and then go face for 8.
Lotep could trade with the 4-2 as well, or is it better to just go face and
You should probably just
trade?
go face, because it's a lot about initiative. But you can also play Animal Companion while it's one of the few situations where Leok is actually the best one.
A very good one, yeah.
And then here it is, so...
Good. Oh, trade the... Actually, this is possibly even better.
Yeah, like if he would know there's a Leok, it would be like automatic call to go for the Animal Companion. Well, now
Cipher's in a weird spot.
Good,
Oh, I was gonna say Cipher's in a weird spot, but he picks up the second Unleash because if he only had the one, then attacking triggers the Snake Trap.
Yeah.
Which then triggers a lot of hits. But then because the second Unleash is there, he's able to still use that second to wipe off all the Hounds and the Snakes. I mean, the Hound and the Snake.
Yeah, but there's gonna be 3 juggles, so...
That's that's
Jaguar, and it's...
But you just get another, like you just re-unleash.
Yeah, re-unleash, but it's probably not gonna be enough, and it's exactly the way, like, Dog has a Snake Trap, and it's so powerful in here, like, it's the best trap he could have, so... And I also have a pressure, so High Man is probably not an option, because he would take too much damage, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's a good play, but the problem is it's a bit too slow in this case, right?
Yeah, like the game is gonna end like in 2 turns, and
yeah,
it's not gonna deal much.
All right, here we go. He knows what's going on. Oh, the overlay moved a little bit, shifted to the right. I think Hearthstone moved a bit. And there we go. Snake Trap triggers. Let's see what the juggles hit. All right, 1 Hound down.
Well, he doesn't mind that the hounds are down because he has a
more, right?
space for the another one, so he's probably actually happy with it.
So you just
Did he made it, or?
I hope so. Oh, I don't think he did. Oh my!
Yeah. Like the animation is so slow, like on all the
Snake
traps
trap.
and all the juggles, and especially on the Belcher, it's terrible. So you have to all the time make sure that.
So Cipher is drinking Coke Light to forget. That's it. Get drunk on Coca Light just to forget about this.
Yeah, now it
will fade
close
away.
to lethal if it's not already.
Not looking good. I think there's 8, 10 damage.
One
It's
away.
1 off, right?
But yeah, it's gonna end up in the next round. Like honestly, like Cipher would probably lose the
Hey,
game anyway.
Is he really 1 up? I think he's got it, right? We're looking at 8 damage, and that's 5 from the kill command. Because I don't think the Hound attack did it.
I think it did.
Oh,
but
it did already. Never mind.
But then never mind. Like there's no way Cipher can turn this game over. And even if he like made the attacks, he still probably would lose because he was so behind on the board.
Yeah. So the overlay shifted a bit. I think it's the Hearthstone stream for some reason is not centered anymore. It'll probably get fist between now and the next game. So Dog won with the Hunter. Cipher will get to replay his. The rope again is a really big deal when it comes to traps. You know, Secret Paladin does that as well. You know, Green Patron, Secret Paladin, all the Hunter traps have always been guilty of doing that. You do lose some tournament games because of it.
Sorry,
I mean, you do lose some tournament games because of the time animations.
yeah, it's true, but this game, luckily, it didn't matter. It would be. Like
it didn't matter too much. Yeah. I think overall, Dog was still
was like
pretty far ahead.
So okay, there's Mage against Paladin.
So, what do you think of this matchup? Do you think like Tempo Mage is better against Secret Paladin, or the other way around?
It really depends. Like on every card you put, like in both decks. Like there are cards which are very good against Paladin. For example, if you're playing double arcane missiles in the Paladin, or whether you not.
Right.
Like the cannon is, for example, very weak, and it really depends on like every card. And whether the Paladin ran the cheap cards or whether he is a little bit more greedy. So in general, the matchup is very even, and it really depends on the deck card. So
all right, so the more mid-range you make it, the easier it is for the mage, I guess.
Yeah, like
if you go aggressive and they've got arcane missiles, and in that case, I guess they've got a better chance to fix your early game.
And there are some very effective cards like Belcher, for example, which are very good against the Tempo Mage because it's very valuable, especially with the Redemption, or what's the name? Yeah, Redemption.
So Cipher, you know, he did curve with the Noble Sack first and then Haunted Creeper. He's getting to damage the Mana Worm and also finish it off with the Creeper. I like that play, but now he's blanking. And for a deck, you know, it's a Secret Paladin deck. His is very greedy. I think that's what you were referring to.
Yeah, and if you are greedy, you in danger exactly not having your early game, and this is exactly what you need against the Tempo Mage, because
Dog's got the Flamewaker coin, Arcane Missiles, right? He can just...
Yeah, it's a very good option.
I mean, I guess it's weak to True Silver Champion, and you don't have a 4-drop, but you can always play Unstable Portal and maybe
you can
find
play Portal. I'm hoping that you will
drop.
find something. And I'm also not sure whether the Cipher runs True Silver, because it's not like auto-include in the Paladin. So
which is awesome. It goes to show that the class has changed a bit, because it used to be the first card you put always 2 copies of in the class.
But Paladin has so many good class cards, like at the moment. Like he has Master, he has Challengers who have to play all the secrets, and
it's hard to
you have a lot of card selection in the Paladin, and another like terrible draw, so Cipher is falling really behind at this point.
He will catch up, I think, starting on turn 5, because he gets, you know, turn 5 Belcher, turn 6 Challenger, turn 7 Loatheb Hero Power, like turn 8 Tyrion, but for now,
his future play is gonna be great, but...
Oh my god! Now that's a 5-drop!
Yeah, that seems to be decent 5-drop.
Yeah, decent, you know, just casually good.
Yeah, the Portal is one of the few cards which can like win you the game on the spot, like if you hit the proper Milan, but it's kind of unstable, you know. You can
I mean, it's definitely not going to win you every game, but what's cool about it too is that the way that the Tempo Mage plays, they always seem to have, you know, a turn 4. I think it's a good turn 4 play for Mage, because they always seem to have nothing to do there, and that's the perfect opportunity for them.
So the choose to play Kaltuzad, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not? Now Cipher has to respond with...
And let's see if Challenger can handle everything or not. Like,
you know, I'm not sure. We see a Lotheb and an Arcane Missiles from Dog if he wants to go for that line of play.
Yeah, now he cannot clear the Flame Waker, which is sad, so there's gonna be a lot of missiles next turn.
Never dies. Oh man, Arcane Intellect, find a Frostbolt, get the Arcane Missiles, get all the drops, and then trigger the secrets. Another Arcane Missiles, maybe? That's
Cannon seems to be very strong as well.
Hey, if the Lotheb dies, I mean, we're talking about a total of 5 hits going out here from the Arcane Missiles, right? So there's no more Noble Sacrifice, is there? Because it was triggered last... The last one was triggered last turn.
So...
Dog knows
what to do now. You should probably clear the 6/6, then play Arcane Missiles, I assume.
Yeah, he's guaranteed to get the kill pretty much. Not 100%, but it's close enough. You know, with Arcane Missiles...
Or you can use your Hero Power and then Flame Cannon, maybe. But it would be completely safe, but like this is like almost 100% as well, that you're gonna hit the 6-1.
He almost got the ping too. Resurrect that 2-4. Repentance, the Clockwork. This is a really good turn for Dog, and Cipher does not have Consecration. He needs it right here.
Yeah.
He absolutely needs a Consecration, and it is not here yet.
Yeah, and if there's a Kaltuzad in play, there's no way you're gonna stabilize the board by minions, because you can simply trade into them and your minions just bounce back. So
exactly. The more stuff you play, the more incentive he has to trade into them, and then he just keeps building a bigger and bigger board as time passes. But you know, Cipher doesn't see any other play.
Yeah,
he's gonna go
unfortunately he doesn't have a choice, so he just dropped the minions and delay the game a little bit, just hoping to pick up the Consecration. So
yeah, find it next turn, maybe you have a chance. Now Dog will get another Clockwork Gnome, which means another spare part, which means another Flame Waker trigger, which means another load of fun. Oh, the Cloak Field for Kaltuzad. Oh my god.
So we can play Apprentice now.
Apprentice, Spellslinger, Flame Cannon, Finicky Cloak Field, whatever comes out of the Spellslinger. At this point, I'm not even sure.
This is good because you try to remove the Vine Shield first, and then you can play Cannon. Yeah,
I like it. Good hit there from Dog.
Now you can just ping out the 2-1.
Competitive Spirit will never get a turn to trigger, I don't think. Consecration would be good here.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you have Tyrion. Are you dead? You're not dead. At least you don't think you are.
Well, it depends, like what's gonna show up from Spellslingers, but probably you're gonna survive one more turn. But
with a Sorcerer's Apprentice, that's right. You can just get cheap spells from Spellslinger. You know, get a sap.
You can get like Sap, Polymorph,
Recycle,
Hex, whatever. Yeah. But you're most likely gonna get like some garbage spell, but
like preparation. Well, thank you. That was useful.
It's still gonna shoot like for 2.
Right.
Flame Waker, so basically I think it's decent.
Casino Mage really spices up the game in some cases. I mean, the Kaltuzad here just turned the game completely. It really, like, Cipher would have needed a Cog Hammer.
Yeah, like it was the combination that Doug had a very good hit from Portal, and also the Cipher somehow struggled at the beginning of the game. His curve wasn't like correct, so the game like actually
just snowballed.
Wasn't close at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Just snowball.
So Dog here is simply going to take, you know, sacrifice everything because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And now Consecration, if it hits, it's going to cost 9 mana, and then Cipher can't actually stay alive as a result.
Master
of that.
also is more expensive, so yeah, that's the game.
Yeah, Cipher with absolutely no way to kill the Kaltuzad. He just got rolled over by that one card. Yeah. Alright, Dog looks pretty happy.
Yeah,
this is a happy face for Dog, I think, on average.
Yeah, but he was up 2-0 the last series, so he's hoping it's not gonna happen again.
I remember, I mean, Dog, you know, the first series he had against Colento, right, when he ended up beating him, when he was asked, you know, what did you do, how did you win, he's like, oh, I just played my cards and they played themselves. I wonder if he feels the same way about Kaltuzad.
This game like both of games were kind of easy for Doug. Like he picked up perfect cards every time. So, but now Cipher has a much better course. So,
alright. So, which do you think Secret Paladin is stronger than Secret Paladin?
Yeah, like the Secret Keeper is a very good card obviously in this matchup because it's trigger for secret for the both players. So and also the Master is like the key card. Like
they're crazy. Yeah, if you get it first, it's very hard to push you off the board. The only time where you get, I mean, Consecration is great, but in order to justify it against Muster, you have to at least kill another 2-drop with it, right? Like you have to kill the 1/1s and the 3/2.
And also like the Consecration is like the counter to Master a while.
Right, at the same time.
Like if you have Consecration, he doesn't have Master, it's like nothing special or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
While if you have Master and the opponent doesn't have a Consecration, it's like close to game over most of the times.
Yeah, so Cipher has a good curve, but here's the problem, that Shielded Minibot can deal with the Juggler and the Secret Keeper. So here if I'm Cipher, I think I will just Hero Power. It sounds maybe a little weak. What do you think?
Yeah, it's probably the best option. That's the reason why I don't like keeping the Juggler in the opening hand most of the time. I just
in the mirror match?
In the mirror match, I just rooting for Master or the Minibot.
Alright, that's a great point. That's really interesting because the Juggler looks like it should do some work. I mean, I guess there's a good argument.
The Juggler is somehow win more card. Like if everything is going your way, you're gonna like destroy your opponent even more. While what you should focus in the mirror match is to be like the one who's ahead, and that's exactly the situation why it's not working. So.
Yeah, I mean, Dog did have the opportunity to go, Secret Keeper and coin Noble Sag, but it's going to buff the other one. And right now, Cipher, if he's playing the Juggler, what he's thinking here, I assume, is he wants Dog to use the 2/2 to kill the Juggler, maybe find a Secret, buff up the Secret Keeper, and then kill the 2/2 on his own terms.
Yeah.
That is, I think, what he's looking to do here.
And Dog buffed him. Him,
Dog is.
I would actually consider like probably just play Sergeant instead of Secret because
for tempo, right, at 2/1.
For tempo and like now the Cipher has very good straight into the. Or what was the Secret actually?
He has to go into Noble Sacrifice. So I think Dog is going to be happy because he has the Muster. So if the Secret Keeper stays at 1 health,
so it makes a lot of sense. I figured it's Noble Sacrifice, it's the other one. So it makes perfect sense now. He's gonna be able to destroy the Secret Keeper with the Master.
Dog is amused. I don't know if you've seen him, but he's been smiling all game long.
Yeah, like everything's going his way this match, so even this game, like he had perfect mini-bot into the Juggler, so he took out the initiative and he's probably gonna stick with it.
Yeah, now, however, one thing to note as well is that the Secret Keeper being at 3/4, what that does is that the Shielded the Muster for Battle doesn't kill it right away, so the Shielded Mini-Bot may have to trade into it. I think Dog will be happy, right? You go Muster for Battle, you trade away the Shielded Mini-Bot, you're probably okay with this.
Yeah, sure.
Is there,
so
ever another
not
play?
Avenge, it's not Noble Sacrifice, so just play Master and overwhelm the board. So.
Yeah, now that you triggered, the attack with the Secret Keeper, you check for 2 secrets at once.
Yeah, already. So
thing.
He already knows very well what's going on.
All right. So is this the turn where Cipher could just come back in the game?
The Trucible is like very good play here. It's the best he could have, and he also has a Belcher follow-up. So in case he's gonna be able to pick up the Challenger as well or some other good late game, then he could actually come back.
Yeah, what do you think about Quartermaster in a deck like this with the Sludge Belcher? Instead of a Sludge Belcher, let's say in a mid-range list. What do you think?
Well, the Quartermaster is very nice when you are ahead, like it's like complete blowout after, but most of the games are about who's gonna lead on the board, and it's probably not necessary if you are such a great player like these players are to finish up the game somehow, and like Quartermaster is very well helpful in this area, but it's about the taking initiative or about being able to defend, and in this.
So that was a good top deck, right? A very good draw from Cipher here, finding the Consecration exactly when he was about to get blown out of the game. Do you think playing Noble Sacrifice here when there's a Light's Justice makes any sense?
Well, it's like free life, but I think it's gonna be better later on, so I would just keep it.
All right, makes sense. I mean, you can always use it when you need to protect something for sure.
Yeah, for example, next turn you can protect the Belcher.
Yeah, Dog is in a weird spot right now. It's good for him that he's got the Abusive Sergeant. He's going to be able to play all the secrets he's got. Maybe Cipher will kill something.
Well, he maybe don't want to play it because there's gonna be Challenger next turn, so...
And just get all the secrets from the deck.
All the secrets anyway, so it's probably very smart play to just keep them.
And play them afterwards.
Yeah, play them the next turn.
Yeah, they're also very. I mean, those two are kind of the most valuable ones as well. You know, when you play them together.
Yeah, it's true.
They're the only two that really work as a synergy. Redemption is good, but you're bringing back a 2/1. In this case, though, you're really just.
Yeah, and also he needs to like thin up his deck from the secrets for the next turns, because in order, if he just played the challenger and get them out like all of them, his draw is going to be much better in the future turns. So
I guess the only reason why you would ever want to play those right now is if Cipher had a weapon equipped.
Yeah,
you guaranteed to trigger.
Like what would you do? But
makes a lot of sense. And now Cipher is going to play his Noble Sacrifice that he refused to play last turn. I like it.
Yeah.
Just protecting the Belcher from any shenanigans. None of your business.
Now it's actually difficult whether to attack or not, and I probably would just keep it because in case it's not Noble Sacrifice, it makes a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense to just take damage from the Belcher.
So Cipher, there's a Repentance in Dog's deck, right? There's one. So Cipher's got to feel a little uneasy, but he doesn't really have the choice. The Shredder could have been a decent play, though.
I think the sacrifice or the secrets are very powerful at the moment, so you cannot afford to just fall behind, but by delaying the challenger for a turn.
Yeah, what's interesting too is that Cipher knows.
And also, like the Belcher is gonna go back, so it's also
unless Consecration's there, I guess. Consecration would be the only thing that makes you dislike this play.
Yeah, but I don't think Doc is running Consecrations. Actually, he's running the Dive in Favor, very aggressive. His build is much more aggressive than the Cyphers, so I don't think he has a Consecration in. Like he played already one, and
I mean you've been taking notes, right? So you know.
Yeah, so I don't think Cypher has a the Dog has a Consecration there.
Makes sense. Oh, actually, Noble Sac is the one that gets redeemed from Redemption. Yeah. It's not the Belcher. This is putting Cipher in a really awkward spot. He's losing everything, and now he's got to deal with his entire board with nothing but a 3-2.
But he has a lot of expensive minions in the deck, so he can actually come back, but there's a Noble Sacrifice, so...
I mean, what he needs to get, this is going to buy him a lot of time, I think. The problem is Dog has the weapon, right? So the weapon is going to eat up the Noble Sacrifice. You go, Shredder. If you can find an Unoyotron, that's a great find. Then maybe you top deck a Tyrion, bringing you back in the game.
he needed to top deck Pearl right away. For the next turn is going to be probably a little bit too late, but...
Yeah, I mean, Dog has 2 Divine Favors, 2 dead draws. You can still hope he gets those, but nope, not the case.
But he's so much ahead on the board, like he can go 13 phase, so it's going to be very difficult to Cipher to come back.
Cipher basically wins next turn. I mean, Dog wins next turn, unless
Tyrion
goes
gonna
really
show
wrong.
up or something like this. Yeah.
There is no equality in Cipher's deck either. Nobody brings it. How do you think? Do you think it fits in any Secret Paladin list ever?
Well, if you play like very aggressive version like Dog it does, it's actually very important in some matchups like Handlock, because even imagine you draw like 8 cards from Divine Favor and your opponent plays 3 giants. It's very difficult to deal with them, even like with all the cards together. So running one equality actually makes a lot of sense in order to improve these control matchups like Druid or Handlock. While in most of the matchup it's not that valuable, because you are already running too many situational cards, all the secrets, and you need to rely on your area drop. So it makes more sense to just add like more minions and this kind of stuff.
I think the Shredder died. Oh my god! The Shredder died. Dog with the perfect juggles there.
Perfect juggle, and like everything went his way, like completely like...
Wow, a 3-0 from Dog over Cipher. Cipher, I think right now, doesn't really have a chance to come back. I think he has to win the next match and maybe get a win in the head-to-head tie, right?
Yeah, like... I think someone can advance with 2-3 scores, so he's not out yet.
Yeah, he's gonna have to tie up with someone else, but he has to win the next match for sure.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do.
Alright, so Dog is back to 2-2. He's got an even score at the moment.
Yeah.
He's gonna be facing off against Tice later on, though.
Yeah, so very difficult for him, but
Dog. It
he still can hope that he could still make it with 2-3
What do you think of all those paladins with secrets?
Alright,
I'm not very comfortable playing that deck because I haven't practiced it very much, so I wasn't even thinking, and I played a secret and it buffed both our secret keepers, and I was like, oh, that's how it works. But yeah, I don't know, it's just interesting because I haven't played the matchup very much.
And before the tournament, you said in the interview that you've made some decks on your own, but you don't do that usually. Are you satisfied with them?
There's like one deck that I'm not too confident with. I'm not gonna say which one, but yeah, I don't like playing it that much. Yeah.
Okay, congratulations again. And now we go back to our casters.
So that was a really quick series. It was like a 3-0. Like it was a complete blowout, I feel.
Yeah, like Doug got everything. Like, and Cipher was extremely unlucky, to be honest, in these games. Like, he didn't pick up like the curve. He actually didn't have a chance. Like, he didn't misplay or anything. He just was destroyed by RNG.
Yeah, it was not like it wasn't an issue of player skill at all. Like, really, it was mostly just an issue of the cards not lining up. I mean, it happens. You know, once in a while you'll lose.
Yeah.
That's
how it works. Like,
it's just unfortunate when it's such an event. You know, he felt really happy to be here. He's got a chance still. You know, he's got to get to 2